Hello everybody, welcome to this YouTube channel Forensic Hunt. So in this video I'm going to tell you the basic instrumentation of mass spectrometer. So before going to the instrumentation you should be aware that what mass spectrometer is. So it's an instrument that used to analyze a number of different molecules or atoms based upon their mass is to charge ratio. So how does it work? That's what I'm going to tell you in this video. Here is a block diagram of the instrumentation. So here you can see that initially a sample inlet system is there. So what happened here, the sample is induced into the instrument through the sample inlet system. First of all, inlet septum would be there through which a very thin pipe-like structure would be attached, which is called as molecular leak. This molecular leak will have a very narrow diameter, so through which the sample will pass to the ionization chamber. Now your sample could be in three phase. It could be either in gas, solid or liquid phase. But the main prerequisite for the ionization is that the sample should be in gaseous phase. So thus the ionization will differ according to the kind of sample. For example, if the sample is in the solid state, so there are some desorption method based of ionization in which the sample is first made to volatilize, or it is made to heat and then it is ionized, or there are other types of ionization as per the kind of sample we are going to induce in the instrument. So once the sample has been induced, then the respective ionization method would be applied according to the sample which you have induced. And what the ionization chamber will do is it is going to ionize the sample. What does it mean? That it is going to provide a high source of energy upon the sample so that the sample is going to release an electron, and upon the releasing of electron it becomes positively charged. So here in this chamber, because as we are providing a high source of energy to the sample becomes charged and it becomes as a cation. Okay, so here the ionization of sample will take place. So once the sample is charged, then it is passed to the another chamber. It is moved forward to the ion accelerator. So what happened here, as your ion is positively charged, so here a number of electrodes are attached with a negative charge. So what happened, as it is going towards the negative charge electron, so it is going at a particular speed based upon the charge. So what these electrodes will do, the amount of voltage you are going to apply will control the speed of the ion that are coming from the ionization chamber to the ion accelerator. So the basic role of ion accelerator is to control the speed of the ions which are produced from the sample, that is the sample ion. Okay, so once the speed has been controlled, the next chamber where the sample will go is the ion analyzer. What happened in the ion analyzer, so whatever the samples you have, based upon their mass is to charge ratio, the analyzer is going to segregate those things into different segments. So what happened here, as the sample is going to segregate based upon their mass is to charge ratio, so later on it is going to come in contact with the detector. So as soon as the detector is going to get the pulse of any of the sample, so it is going to give its reading on the readout device. So the readout device here is your computer. So the computer is going to produce a mass spectrum. It's a graph of two dimension. The x-axis shows the masses to charge ratio of the molecules or the fragments which you have for the sample, and this y-axis is going to show you the relative abundance, that is the intensity of that specific masses to charge ratio. So as I told you that here in the ionization chamber, the your sample is going to get ionized, that is it used to have a charge once it has been passed through this chamber. So what happened, basically all the molecules or analytes used to get as a plus one charge. So here in the this graph, as I am telling you that it is used to provide masses to charge ratio, as the denominator is 1, so you can indirectly you may say that it's a graph in which the x-axis used to reflect the molecular mass of the analyte itself. So here the molecular mass is versus to the relative abundance. And now one thing that I have not told you earlier, that what happened in ion analyzer actually. So there are again a number of different types of ion analyzer, like you can say there is a single beam ion analyzer and a double beam ion analyzer, or you say time of flight is there, or quadrupole electrodes are used as an ion analyzer. So some of the mass analyzer, or you can say ion analyzer, magnetic field is used to differentiate these ions. In some of the thing electric field is used, or in some of the ion analyzer only a straight pipe used to be applied. So as each ion has a different kinetic energy, or you can say different momentum, so they will move with their own speed. So the difference in their speed will going to differentiate the timings to which they are going to come in contact with the detector. So those are all the things that you have to study in detail separately for each component. Like for ion source there are number of ionization method, for ion analyzer there are number of analyzer, for even detector is also number of different types of detector. So that's what you have to study in detail. So I hope the basic principle is clear to you all, and I'll continue with the same lectures one by one. I'm going to tell you the details of each component. Thank you. If you have liked this video, then please subscribe, share and like this channel, and please don't forget to press the bell icon button for further notifications.